Good evening, Ms. Janey.
Hi, good evening. Kim Janey, Mass Advocates for Children. I'm also part of the group that Rasan Hall spoke of that's concerned about excellence, equity, and engagement. As you know, there were 5 plans released last Monday. The plans were released without an equity analysis that looked at access to quality. I'm not an expert, but I would think that you would want to know what the access to quality was before releasing plans so that you could know whether a plan was viable or whether it needed to be tweaked. Now, here we are more than a week later. There's still no analysis from BPS, but we do have an analysis from Harvard. They've shown that even with the 6-zone model, that increases in equity. For example, Zone 3 in that model, which includes Roxbury and South Boston, has 5% high-quality seats compared to Zone 6 in that model that has 35% high-quality seats. And Zone 6 includes West Roxbury and Hyde Park. As you go to more zones that are smaller, the inequities increase. When you look at the 23-zone model, for example, more than half of those have 0% high-quality seats. The Harvard study is the only one that we have seen that looks at and analyzes access to quality. I've heard from some folks in BPS that there are issues with that study, but I would love to hear what those issues are and for BPS to put out its own analysis. When will BPS do that? The lack of information regarding equity and access to quality is making it very hard to have a thorough and meaningful process that the superintendent spoke to in her earlier remarks. It makes it impossible to reach her goal and the EAC's goal of ensuring that every child has access to high-quality schools. Parents are being asked to make decisions right on the spot after hearing a 2-hour presentation, pick which plan you like. And parents are saying they don't know, they don't understand, they don't have enough information in terms of what this means for them and what it means for their community. If you want to have a good process, parents need information so they can make informed judgments about what's being asked of them. This is a very important issue, as you know. The other thing that I would mention quickly is to please release the projected savings. Everyone seems to be under the understanding that there's this $80 million pot of gold that is going to fall from the sky as soon as we do something about student assignment. That's not true. An analysis that I've seen looks at very little savings, and you have a copy there. Looking at the 6-zone model, 1.4 million. Looking at the 23-zone model, 8 million. That's, $8 million. I'd love to have $8 million, but that's not a lot, and it's certainly not enough to do the reinvestment and focus on quality that people want to focus on. I just want to echo the sentiments of the last speaker. She talked about focusing on quality, and that's what we need to do. We need to spend this time, all of this energy that we're spending, deciding who gets access to quality and who doesn't. Instead, we should be focusing on improving quality for all. There's a lot of collective energy in the room, and we need to utilize that around a different kind of conversation and slow this process down. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Ms. Janey.